Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Limitless Studios TV. As always, check out the forum. You can see that at www.limitless-studios.com. Click on the big link in the middle that says forum, and then you can go register there and post. We've got quite a few members. I think we've got over 170 members now, so we're getting quite a few members each day, and we're getting like hundreds of posts each week, so definitely come check that out. And then also check out our band. We have a band YouTube and we have a band website. The YouTube is youtube.com/stack of noises, and then the website is son.limitless-studios.com. All these links will be in the sidebar over there, so you can check those out if you want to.
Also on the forum we added a classified section.
Yeah, so if you have any gear for sale, feel free to post it over there. And I guess, what are we going to do today?
It is another time for a product review. So I posted this on the forum, I don't know, this week. It was last week. When this comes out, it'll be last week. It's I got a new speaker cabinet in from Thomann.de. First thing you have to realize is that is overseas, and all of our forum viewers probably know who they are because they're like the musician's friend and Z-Sound's place for overseas.
Yeah, it's an international store.
Yep, they're located in Germany. I guess I'd go over the details of the ordering if you live in the United States. Basically what happens is you can order from Thomann.de in the United States if you do not purchase something that is over 250 euros, which is around $370 or so. That changes because their dollar is very weak. And if you want to order something over that, you have to use a direct bank transfer, which is a hassle. But if you really wanted something from there, you could do that. Yeah. And then also, it's I think around 30 kilograms? Yeah, it's 30. I believe it's 30 kilograms.
For shipping
is the limit for standard shipping. If it's more than that, you have to coordinate freight shipping, which is extremely expensive.
And it's 30 euros for the shipping, isn't it?
It's 30 euros flat rate for United States shipping from there.
Yeah.
But the cab I'm going to show you is extremely cheap for what it is. And there's nothing in America that you can get that compares to the price/value of it.
Yeah.
So this is a 2x12 guitar cabinet made by Harley Benton, if you can see that here, which is actually Thomann's in-house brand.
Yeah.
The main thing about this is that for metal music, it has two vintage 30s in it.
Yeah, this is the
vintage 30s.
This is the vintage model.
Yeah, you want to look at the vintage because this is the vintage 2x12.
They have another model that's not vintage. It's a little cheaper.
It's there's two 60-watt V30s in here. They're both 16 ohms a piece. This is technically a stereo cab, and I'll show you the jack plate on the back here in a second. It's 120 watts mono. So if you run this in mono and you don't have a stereo amp, it'll do 120 watts, which pretty much any amp head is under 120 watts, unless you're talking, triple rectifiers and things like that, which are 150 watts, I believe.
Yeah.
But most stuff is under 120. I know the 5150 is 120 watts. Dual rectifiers are 100 watts.
Yeah, most amps are around 100 watts or so.
Yeah. So I just got this in about this week or last week, and it's extremely durable for the price. The toe lux is very nice. The corner guards are actually made of metal, which I was very surprised about. You can actually see the metal folds in them, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
On the sides for transportation, it has the flight handles on it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Pull this up here for you.
Yeah, there you go. Now you can see it.
But they're inset flight handles, as you can see there. It's extreme, and they have it on both sides, so it's extremely easy to carry this from gigs or studios or whatever. It's fairly heavy. It's about 60 pounds or so, but it's not too bad, especially with these flight handles. They're extremely comfortable.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
This is a completely closed back cab, so you get that nice bottom end bass that you want. I'll show you the back here. so I can show you how this is completely closed back. There's no way to get into it from the back. These are front-loaded cabs as far as I can tell. And here's the back. As you can see, it's complete. There's no screws around it at all. The jack plate is here. Now this might be where it gets interesting. Hopefully you can see this. But basically what it is you have two inputs, and you have the switch in the middle. When you turn the switch to stereo, these two inputs become completely independent. And basically what you have is two guitar cabinets in one guitar cab. So this input is for your right speaker, and this will give you 60 watts. If you only plug a cable into this jack, the right speaker is the only thing that will play. The left speaker is completely independent, and if you plug something, you could plug a completely different guitar amp into here, and you would have two guitar amps going into one cab with totally different sounds from each speaker. So that's the stereo, and if you do that, you're running two 16 ohm impedance speakers. Yep. So you have to, technically you can run an 8 ohm into the 60 watts, but it's best to match the impedance.
Yeah, you're gonna get the best power out of the matching the levels.
And then if you switch it over to the mono side of things, the only jack that works is the left input jack. And when you plug that in, you're getting an 8 ohm impedance. Both speakers are connected, and you're getting a full 120 watts out of the cab. So that would be for your big 100 watt cabs, because most of them have an 8 ohm out to do that. The right jack will not do anything if you plug that in. The left jack is your mono jack. So you want to use that if you're running it in mono. But this switch is pretty cool because you can switch it out of, they're wired up parallel, and so if you could switch it out of parallel, bypass it, and you basically have two 60 watt cabs that are run at 16 ohms.
That's pretty nifty.
Yeah. It's a highly featured cab for, a guitar cab.
Yeah.
So as far as I can tell, these things are front loaded, which means somehow you can take this screen off here and get the speakers out if you so desired. We don't exactly know how that it's attached. It may be Velcro, like you said earlier.
Yep.
But if you take the screen off, the grill off, you're going to have most likely a front-loaded cab. If it's not front-loaded, I have no idea how to get the speakers out. You'll have to take the Tolex off the back, but I'm 90% sure that these are front-loaded cabs. I've heard some people, buy, because V30 is about $145 a piece for each speaker.
Yep.
In total, this cab with two Celestion Vintage 30s cost me $267 shipped.
Yeah, that was shipped to the U.S.
Yeah, that was shipped to the United States. So that is, it's 200. If you buy V30s separately, they're running about $290 for two of them. Yeah. So you're already saving like $30, and you get a full cab with this.
It's a very good deal.
So if you're looking to load up like a 4x12 with V30s, it would be cheaper to buy two of these.
Yeah.
From Thomann than to actually go out and buy 2 or 4 vintage 30s separately. It's just an incredible deal. As far as sound goes, V30s are pretty sharp sounding, but they're extremely good for metal, so you might have to move your mic away from the center of the cone a little bit more than you would on a different speaker. I found that my mic position I was using before I got this cab was too sharp, and so I had to move the mic from the center of the cone out slightly. They call them ice pick sounds sometimes.
Yeah.
You get ice picks if you get them too close.
But the V30 is probably the most common metal speaker out there.
Yep.
And most of your Mesa cabs and things like that are loaded with V30s, so they're definitely nice speakers. And these are the real V30s. These aren't like cheap knockoffs or anything.
Yeah, these are actual Celestion V30s, vintage 30s.
Yeah.
And next week is going to be our full-blown guitar recording video.
Yeah, if everything goes as planned, it'll be next week.
Yep, which we will be using this.
Yeah, we're going to have some sound samples with that.
And then also back there behind him, you can see the other one, which is
my Mesa amp, my single rec back there, the combo. It has a C90 Celestion C90 speaker in it, so they're two different speakers. We're going to give you a comparison in that video. And it'll also show the differences between cabs as well, because one cab sounds completely different than another cab.
Yeah, and that cab is also 3/4 back.
Yeah, and it's an open
cab
back.
Is 100% closed back. So you'll hear all those different things. We'll go over several different mic positions using the same clip, so you can really hear the difference between. I mean, I got this cab and my amp sounds completely different.
Oh yeah.
So
cabs make a huge difference.
Yeah, huge difference. So we'll put the link to this here cab in the sidebar, filmin.de. Pretty happy with it. And as I said before, it is really easy to order from Germany. The only thing, it came postal service, which is kind of odd. It came United States Postal Service.
Yeah.
It's shipped in the same little van that you get your letters from. So, but it came in 6 days from Germany. So I was very happy about that.
That's not bad at all.
Takes them 2 days to ship out, 2 business days to ship it, then 6 to 9 days after that you'll receive your shipment. So I think that's going to be it for the review.
Yep. And like we said earlier, check out the forum. We're probably going to have some sound clips up there of this cab, and he's got pictures if you want to see a better view of it on there. And also check out the band YouTube and website. The YouTube is youtube.com/stackofnoises, like I said earlier, and the website is son.limitless-studios.com. So check those out if you have time, or if you're interested in what our music sounds like. We've got a couple videos with our songs on there. Gonna have some more here soon, probably. Yep.
Also be sure to check out our live streams on Fridays and Sundays. Fridays around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, and Sundays around 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. If you tuned in this last Friday, we weren't here, but I guess we should have announced that, but we didn't. But usually, pretty much 90% of the time, Fridays at 7:30 and Sundays at 3:30 we'll be live streaming, and that's the best way to get your questions answered.
Yep.
We'll also send out a video when we start streaming as well. So if you're anywhere near YouTube, you'll see it in your subscription list if you're subscribed to us. So subscribe. All right. So I think that's going to do it for episode 51. And we will see you next week, hopefully, in a massive guitar recording video that I think most of you will enjoy. So we will see you then.